Friends. This is Gustavo, your plant-powered pianist, and I'm doing a quick demo because I want to show you what I make with what I have in my refrigerator today, and to show you how this is doesn't have to be complicated, doesn't have to be expensive. It's right there. It's what I have literally. Okay, so I have some red cabbage that I chopped. I have 2 onions that I chopped. I have 4 mushrooms chopped. I have 1 carrot shredded, and I have some kale chopped as well. So we're going to start here by cooking the onions first in a hot pan. Let me go ahead and put this handle here. And here we're gonna start with the onions, okay? So I'm just showing you how I make something quick with what I have today in my refrigerator in my house. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the onions here and let them cook for about 10 minutes or so, or maybe 5. While we do that, I'll tell you that this is a waterless cookware, and not only waterless, but it is made with surgical stainless steel 316, which is the only one that will not leak any toxic metals into your food. The only one. There really isn't another company that makes this because of course that type so safe. It's not cheap. It's not your cheap cookware that you buy, or even expensive that you buy, but then every year or every other year you have to change it. This you will never have to change it. It doesn't scratch. It doesn't. It just doesn't rust. It doesn't. It doesn't present any dangers to our health. So anyway, it's the Salad Master. It's made in the U.S. to keep all of the quality intact. And so I'm just mentioning that if you're thinking of changing your cookware and never having to buy anything again, because it comes with 3 lifetime warranties, let me know because I can help you get it, and I can help you get it at a discount price. Okay, so this is cooking without water. If you're joining me now, I'm cooking 2 onions here that I've chopped. Okay, and just a little like that. Okay, so what is next? Well, one of the most nutrient-dense foods, and one of the foods that have hundreds of times more antioxidant than just about anything that you can think of. And of course, we need the protection of the antioxidants. And we also need the protection of the nitric oxide that these vegetables help our bodies produce for cardiovascular health. Here is red cabbage. It's about 1/4 of a head, okay? But I'm just so that you know, I'm gonna measure it. 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, okay? So we're going to make sure that this is getting mixed really well. And now we start seeing the beautiful colors here. You make this mix so that you don't have to be cooking all the time for every meal, because this literally will go with everything. It will go with rice, it will go with quinoa, it will go with just about any grain, it will go with a baked or potato or baked sweet potato. It will, I mean, it's a side to anything you make. So it's good to have it made. And then you can eat it and save the leftovers. You can see how these vegetables are releasing their own moisture, so I don't need to add any water, and of course, no oil, because that does create free radicals, which are very damaging. What is next? Well, one of the foods that have the only plant food that has vitamin D, which is mushrooms. And I put 4 mushrooms that I chopped there. Sometimes I put more. And sometimes if I don't have mushrooms, which is something that I have almost all the time in my refrigerator. But if I don't have them, or if you don't like them, don't worry, just skip that. Don't put it in there. One of the secrets here is going to be to use spices that you like. This really can be eaten without any spices because it has onions, and then I will put garlic and all the other vegetables. But I do like to add spices or fresh herbs whenever possible. So while I'm doing this, I'll tell you that in the oven, I have 6 potatoes that are baking. I also like to bake potatoes to have, once they get cool, the starch becomes resistant starch. So it is much better for you. And you can shred them, you can chop them, you can reheat them, you can make a potato salad, and you can do a lot of things once they're cooked. So that's another thing that can save time, okay? See, I'm doing 2 things. I'm doing this and the potatoes. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 shredded carrot. I usually don't add carrot, but since I had one and it was getting kind of soft, okay, so I decided, okay, it's time to use it. And so that's why I shredded it. But look at this. Look at the colors. We have the white, yellowish from the onion, the purple from the cabbage, the brownish from the mushrooms, and now the orange from the carrot. So we're going to add something green now, and that could be Swiss chard, it could be spinach, it could be kale, which is what I have right here. It could be broccoli or cauliflower. Those are vegetables. It could be Brussels sprouts, could be asparagus. These vegetables that I'm listing are the vegetables that Dr. Esselstyn tells us to eat daily for the production of nitric oxide, which is a miraculous gas that our body produces when we eat these vegetables. And it has the power to undo damage to our arteries. And that is if you don't continue eating foods that are going to continue creating inflammation and damage. So they do have that, these foods do have that power for nitric oxide, and you can watch several of Dr. Esselstyn's videos where he talks about that. All right, so now I'm going to add the kale, but before that, I'm going to add some lemon juice. Why do I add lemon juice? Well, because I have one that I cut, so I just don't like to have things laying around. So that's why it was half of one. And notice how I haven't added one drop of water or anything other than a little bit of that lemon juice, because the onions are releasing the juice and all the other vegetables as well. All right, so here we are. Now we're going to go ahead and add the greens. In this case is kale. And just for you to know more or less, okay, 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, and 4 cups. So it was 3 cups of the red cabbage, but it could have been green cabbage, and 4 cups of kale. But that's what I have, okay? It doesn't have to be, it could be less. Now this looks like a lot, but once I cover this and I let it cook in its own moisture without adding any water, this is going to reduce a lot. So what's the secret with this cookware? Well, the secret is that you've got to lower the heat to low and have the pan pretty much full so that it will create a vacuum here with its own steam, and so it will cook it and remain, all of the nutrients are going to remain there. So while this is cooking, let me remind you, actually, there's one more ingredient, and then I'm gonna show you the spices that I'm going to put. Let me remind you that on May 31st, I'm starting the next 7-day The Power of Us program, which is my detox and reset program. You've got to go to plantemis.com, click on webinars, and then go to live workshops. If you want to be on my email list, click on subscribe. So once you go to live workshops, you can read about the 7-day program. The 7-day program, it's now 3 years old. That is how successful it is. People don't want me to stop offering it. So go to webinars, go to live workshops when you go to my website, plantemis.com. And it is for a specific type of person. Maybe it's you, maybe not. The person is somebody that may be stuck and maybe lost some of the focus and inspiration. Maybe your energy level is low. Maybe you have deviated and started including more processed foods, not whole foods. Maybe you started adding some animal products, and you need to get back on track. But you need to do this in a supportive environment with a group of people, with me guiding you through. Every single day for a week, we meet online twice a day for breakfast and dinner. And if you can't make it one day or 2 days, it's okay, because you get the replays, which you get to keep every day. So what I did is I added some chopped garlic. I do that at the end because garlic is more heat sensitive, and I want to keep the nutrients. So that was chopped garlic, and then I had some powdered garlic that I wanted to use. So that's the last thing I added. All right, so if you need that kind of help we focus on making simple, inexpensive meals that that are delicious and that will actually keep you on track because you don't have to be cooking complicated recipes. So I'm going to choose 2 or 3 spices. One that I like to use often is smoked paprika, and I also like to use either some fajita mix or some maybe chipotle chili powder sometimes, and I like oregano, but today I'm not going to put it in there, and I'm going to put cumin. Okay, so it's not complicated. It's whatever you like. Sometimes you may want to use Mexican spices. Other times you might want to use some Indian spices. Other times you may want to use Oriental spices. That way you can vary the flavor. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika there, okay, because the smoked paprika is magic. It really makes anything taste absolutely great. And I'm going to put half a teaspoon of cumin, and then less, probably just a little bit of this chipotle chili powder because I can't eat too much of spicy food, but that will add a little bit of spiciness. When you eat this, Dr. Esselstyn recommends that you put a little bit of balsamic vinegar on it because that makes actually the nitric oxide a little more potent. Okay, so that's it, guys. That is my green, what I call my green mixture, which varies every now and then. That's why I showed you this one. I hope you will consider joining me in my next 7-day program. It's a wonderful group of people. You get to keep the handouts. You get to see how I cook, and you actually see the results. In 1 week, you see big results. So, because we're eating whole food like this and plant-based, and we have a lot of variety. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, send me an email. My email is info@plantamus.com. You have to put info@plantamus.com. That's my website. You can subscribe to my email list. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe. It helps me a lot. And join me in the 7-day program, okay? Go to webinars, go to live workshops. This year, I decided to take away the mandatory fee so you can pay something or nothing, okay? And you will see once and for all how this is really possible. It is very possible. You just gotta give yourself the chance. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.